Hello everybody, welcome to the Robot Rampage League. How is everybody doing? Everybody's saying that I better be dressed up. Today I am dressed up as a guy who does not celebrate Halloween. That is what I am dressed up as. I didn't have anything planned for costumes, and of course I can't go out and get one because of pandemic. So, welcome to the Robot Rampage League Week 6. Really interesting stuff going on in the league this week. Now that we've got 5 weeks of data, we have a lot of interesting stuff that we can talk about. Happy Halloween, everybody. Are there going to be any spooky bots? No spookier than the bots that we've already seen. But I do want to get into some of these notes that I have here real quick before we get going. Actually, let's look at the results from last week. So these are the results last week. Orlando and Heavy Metal tied. The main thing to point out is the Moscow Mantines won over Pink Chaos in the end. We had a little bit of confusion over whether or not we were going to implement a disqualification rule, and we decided, because we have not finalized the rule, we don't have a DQ rule yet. So we're going to limit it to 10 restarts for a fight on stream, and then if a fight goes longer than that, we'll just move on and finish the fight after the stream is over. So the Moscow Mantines did end up winning that match in the end. There were a number of judges' decisions, notably Oregano and Black Widow tied. The judges tied on that fight, which meant we had to go to our tiebreakers. And the first tiebreaker is the one that gets the most crowd reaction out of the game. The crowd was just constantly noisy during that fight because they're just totally knocking parts off of each other constantly. So it ended up going to a third judge's scores, and that judge went 1 point in favor of Black Widow, 13-12. So Black Widow won the fight on a tiebreaker. That is the first tiebreaker that we've had in the league so far. This is the current standings as things sit. Not a whole lot of change from team standings. Excuse me. Other things that we've noticed with our statistics so far. Last week... Man, I gotta stop belching. Last week, we had the first ring out in the lightweight category. Now, we've had a lot of ring outs in all the other categories, but the first lightweight ring out happened last week, and it was the Thwackbot Whipwreck that did it, which was really interesting. One single robot has a perfect card so far. Explicit Equation in the middleweights. 5 fights, 5 wins by knockout. It's on 15 points. It's the only robot in the league on 15 points. We have a single robot, again, that's above a certain threshold. Hygiene in the super heavyweights. Only robot with more than 50,000 points of damage. Which is a pretty incredible amount of damage for stock Robot Arena 2. That's more than 10,000 per fight. We still have 6 robots that are undefeated. And we can get to those as we go on. So, let's say we get on to some robot fighting. Only thing scarier will be the glitches. Yeah, the glitches can be pretty scary, especially when we go to other dimensions. Mike, I'll be drawing things of the trucks from Maximum Overdrive. That is a good movie to watch on Halloween. I haven't seen that movie in a while, but I do remember it being pretty entertaining. So, what else do we got? Burnout's going to be getting another COVID test. Good luck, Burnout. Falcon Punch is terrifying. Yes, it is. Yeah, I got to be... I'm not going to be talking as much during this stream because I hurt my voice the other day and I still got to let it rest a little bit. So I'm not going to be constantly talking, but I will still be doing a little bit of commentary here and there. First fight is Stormlab and Sinister Creations. Sinister Creations being number 1 in Division 2. So... Firestarter versus Overheat. Let me know what your predictions are for the asymmetric horizontal spinner and the front hinged flipper. overheat, Firestarter, overheat, Firestarter. It's 50-50 split. Robot Rampage time, correct. Alright. Here we go. First fight of the Halloween stream underway. Both robots locking up to start off. Drinking tea to hopefully help my voice a little bit. So they break the stalemate and they lock up again, but Overheat is looking pretty beat up at the moment. They break again. Oh, Overheat fires its weapon, but it missed. So, the other day, I think it was Tuesday, I was listening to a lot of music and I was just singing. And usually I listen to a lot of heavy metal and I do like the heavy metal growling, so I'm used to doing that. But I was listening to, I think it was Evanescence, and I was trying to sing along with that. And I cannot do high notes, I realized, because I hurt my voice pretty much right away. So I've been letting my voice rest. That is a KO in 70 seconds. I've had to let my voice rest all week because I was an idiot and hurt it trying to sing notes that I cannot sing. Take care of your voice, kids, especially if you make all of your money on YouTube, because you're not currently working. That is 3 points for Stormlab over the #1 Sinister Creations. Stormlab Miracle underdog. Stormlab is a really hit or miss team. They're either good or they're not. Sludge versus Cycloid. Rammer versus Side Axes. Predictions, please. I think I have a note about Cycloid. Yes, I do. The middleweight robot that has done the most damage, the most damaging robot, currently the leader for the most damaging robot award for the middleweights is Cycloid, actually, with 23,873 damage points. So Sludge has its work cut out for it here against the most damaging middleweight. A lot of people going Cycloid. Sounds like something I would have done. You love Evanescence. Evanescence is a pretty good band. Alright, Cycloid versus Sludge. Sludge didn't throw itself out of the arena. That's a good sign. Cycloid's gotten a wheel finally. Smoke out of Sludge now. Control board hits and a KO, 30 seconds. There we go. So that is now a tied matchup. Mike, you sound either sick or tired. Hello, Baron Goal. I hurt my voice on Tuesday, and I've had to let it rest all week, and I'm trying to take it easy. I don't want to damage my voice anymore. I'm probably going to have to let it rest all the next week, too. Just because that's how voices work. So, the heavyweights. Microburst, Piston Poker, Omnipresence, Flail, Sit and Spin, Thwackbot. Both of these are really, well, Microburst has not been doing so well, I think. No, I don't have any notes about Omnipresence. I thought it was one of the more damaging robots. Foduck is back. Welcome. Hope your voice gets better. Yeah, I hope my voice gets better too. Omnipresence is the only bot in the entire league with 3 TKOs. Correct. Let's see who wins. Most people going for Omnipresence here. Happy Halloween, World of Woodrow. I see you building stuff in your shed out there. You can't hide that from me. Thought Microburst could have gotten into the chassis there, but Omnipresence keeping it at bay. The flails are getting around the side of that wheel protection and taking it off entirely. Oh, one flail is off. Microburst is throwing itself backwards. I think Microburst is using the pistons to escape Omnipresence is what it's doing. Well, it's using the pistons to throw itself in the grinder. And it's lost its wheel protection now on the grinder. Good job. Is that sparks coming out of the left side there? That's kind of cool. It's just dragging sparks. Sparks shooting out of the motor. That's neat. I've never seen that before. Probably because I've never paid attention. And that's a KO. Minute 42 left. That is 78 seconds. And it is now a 6-3 match in favor of Sinister Creations. Now the big boys. Oregano, double vertical hammer spinner. Rabid Fox, 4 vertical spinners. It's vert versus vert. Glitchfest incoming. It's a distinct possibility. There's a lot of exposed motors here. And Rabid Fox does not like to stay on its wheels. What did the fox say? Oregano is what the fox said. Alright. Oregano's coming off of the narrowest of judges' decision losses too. So let's see what we get out of this one. Well, they're touching tips is what they're doing. Oh, Oregano's got Rabid Fox up. Getting those chassis hits. Can avoid turning Rabid Fox totally over, then it could lock this one up. Oh, Rabid Fox came back down. And goes back up. And that is a knockout. Very, very carefully, well-controlled fight by Oregano, not letting Rabid Fox get upside down and do the damage that it's used to doing like that. And just like that, Stormlab have tied the match at 6-6. That's a pretty good showing against the #1 team. Next up is the match everybody's been waiting for. And by everybody, I mean 2 people. The Moscow Mantines and Valley View Robotics Club. So we have Overvolter and Hailstorm. 4. Overvolter with the axe and Hailstorm with the front hinged flipper. I don't think Overvolter can self-right. And Hailstorm has been surprisingly effective so far this season. Overvolter's gotten a lot of KOs though. It's one of the top ranked middleweight or lightweights. A lot of people going with Overvolter for this one. Glitchfest. I don't know. We'll see. Hailstorm was good 4 out of 5 weeks. A lot of predictions for Overvolter in this one. Oh, straight into the chassis. Oh, also straight into the chassis. It's going to come down to who hits harder, and I think that might be Overvolter here. Yes, it is. That was straightforward knockout in 18 seconds. Hailstorm tried, just didn't have the knockout power. Crushed like a Pepsi can, pretty much. Or was it crushed like a Coke can? These are the important questions in life. Next up we have Galactic Fabrication, Rear Hinge Flipper. OMG, it's Dollar Store Razor, kind of an overhead poker and a rear hinged flipper for good measure. Galactic Fabrication has lost 4 out of its 5 matches pretty much of its own accord, so... Are we predicting Galactic Fabrication or Dollar Store Razor? Oh, a lot of people leaning towards Razor in this one. Let's see. Galactic Fabrication really doesn't have a whole lot of damaging weapon power here. It's got some defensive features, but not really offensive features. Oh, and it's gone right up Razor's wedge. Even Dollar Store Razor has a better wedge than flippers do. Oh, man. Razor is just mocking Galactic Fabrication. Ooh, getting that poking beak in. It's kind of missing with the rear hinge flipper sometimes, but it's got the wedging advantage, and that's important against a flipper. Galactic Fabrication getting to Razor's side and getting it against the wall. Can it get a flip on Razor? No, it misses. The crushability factor was the difference. Oh, but what about the flippability factor? Razor trying to get away. It's not common to see any kind of Razor running. What will you do now, Razor, that you do not have producer-controlled house robots to help you out? It's not quite fast enough to turn and get its wedge-facing Galactic Fabrication again. Ooh, another good toss. So this fight has done a complete 180 since the start. This is kind of a good fight so far. Galactic Fabrication took a knock from the kill saws. Corner grinders. Kill saws are copyrighted. We might need the judges. We might if they can't sort this one out. And I'm really curious how it's going to go, because Razor has not been the aggressor in most of this. It's been kind of trying to get away. Ooh, Galactic Fabrication doesn't have the control, though. And it's running out of power. It's trying to get Razor up onto the wall. It's got its flipping arms kind of like stuck opposing each other. What happened to Razor? Did it run out of battery power? No, it's moving. And Galactic Fabrication falls over again, and Razor's going to get some last-minute damage in. Well, that was an interesting fight, with both robots taking turns being on top in that one. Who do you guys think won that one? I think it's going to be pretty close. Welcome, Snowing Steak. Do not apologize for being late. You still made it. Up next in the heavyweights, we have Cinnamon, a rammer scoop-shaped thing, and Tougher Than Nails, which is for kind of squeezing sledgehammer things. Who do you guys think is likely to win this match? Or this fight? If it worked like Long Beach 99, the BattleBots crowd vote, the chat would be filled with Razor. Yes. If Robot Wars decided their fights with crowd applause, then Razor would win every fight, including the ones it was not in. Lots of people going with Cinnamon for this one. Let's see if Cinnamon has what it takes to not throw itself on its back like it has in some of its other fights, or if Tougher Than Nails can outlast it. Cinnamon is looking pretty passive so far, kind of backing away. It's scared of Tougher Than Nails, and Tougher Than Nails just kind of yoinked itself into the air. Oh, here we go. Cinnamon's just going to push it straight into the grinder. Why is Tan so bad? Because it was built by your own. There's spikes coming off of Cinnamon. Some of it's part of its scoop and part of its defensive wheel protection spikes. So, Tougher Than Nails doing damage to Cinnamon's scoop, which is its main weapon. Cinnamon keeps almost throwing itself over. Tougher Than Nails putting itself in the grinder, and it's lost a wheel now. Good move by Cinnamon to take advantage of that mistake by Tougher Than Nails and to just press it into the grinder and do as much damage as it could. I don't think Cinnamon has gotten a ring out yet like its larger version Spearmint has. Oh, it's knocked hammers off of the one side now. And the other wheel's gone. So this is a locked up fight basically for Cinnamon. So normally this would be considered a pin, but Tougher Than Nails has no ability to move any longer. Both of its wheels are off, so that is going to be an official win. 1 minute 11 was left. It's 49, 60, 109 seconds. Unfortunate, but Tougher Than Nails, TTN, can't drive without wheels. So good work by Cinnamon making use of the hazards. Super heavyweight time, if this would cooperate with me. Chemical X, 4 side hinge fire axes, and Falcon Punch, which is a whole ring of steel fists, and it sit and spins. Leave your predictions. This past fight won the match for Valley View. They have 5 points a knockout and a TKO, and even if Moscow Mantines win the middleweight judge's decision, that's only a single point, and they can only get a maximum of 3 points here. So Valley View has won the match. Can Moscow claw back some points here? Lots of people going with Falcon Punch. Let's see if the Falcon can remain undefeated. I believe it is, yes, it is undefeated. It'll be the first robot to go to 6-0. What was that? That was physics, I think. Anyway, Falcon Punch needs to break the TKO count, which it does. Oh, TekonoAxe trying to go above the axes, or above the fists and get to the wheels. Clever strategy. It's also stopping Falcon Punch from getting up to speed. It's getting a lot of hits on the chassis. Wow, TekonoAxe is really applying the pressure here, and there's not really a whole lot Falcon Punch can do about it at the moment. Those top two axes on TekonoAxe are just the perfect height. Gets in there and hits the chassis and stops Falcon Punch. Well, they've both broken the count. Now Falcon Punch getting some hits in, but one of the wheels has now come off, so TekonoAxe has gotten a wheel with those axes. And it's losing some of its defensive front spikes. There goes another front spike, and another fist is off. Another wheel is off. I don't know if Falcon Punch can drive straight to break a count. Oh, it's going to get KO'd. Look at that. TekonoAxe got it with the top two axes, got to the chassis. It had the reach. Wow, that was impressive. TekonoAxe needed to drive a perfect match to get Falcon Punch, and that was pretty much what it did. It kept it from getting up to speed and kept it from knocking its axes off, and it was able to get some wheels off of it, and that was just a really brilliant driving display by TekonoAxe. That was... I think that's pretty much the only way to take out Falcon Punch. Tough matchup for Falcon Punch. Really good driving fight from TekonoAxe. Good fight. Fight of the week contender. Yeah, fight of the week contender for sure. Oh. Up until this point for the highlights, we've just been deciding the fight of the week between us. Everybody at the end of the stream and in Twitter and everything, let us know what you think the fight of the week is for this week. Because we're going to let you guys decide what the fight of the week is every week. Worst bot in the season. There's a couple that have just been absolutely atrocious. I think Spike 6 and the heavyweights for one team is really bad. It's 0-5. There's a few 0-5 robots so far. So, the C team, I think it's number 2 in Division number 2. And Team Eeveeon, which is in American Killjoy's power rankings, is the lowest ranked team. So, we have Brickface, the sit and spin thwackbot with the angled thwacker, kind of like T-Rex from classic BattleBots, and we have Kurbnalob, vertical spinner that spins downwards to trap the robot, trap the opponent against the wedge. Let us know what your predictions are. Everybody's saying Overseer's the worst. That's a good shout. Mini Berserker. Yep, these are all robots that are 0 and 5, I believe. Brickface, Brickface. I think you guys might be onto something here. It's probably going to knock Kurbnalab over because it cannot self-right. Then again, Brickface was Uda'd last... Whoa! Okay, Brickface, sure. Wasn't expecting that one. So, it knocked the weapon off of Kurbnalab, and because when you take a motor off in Robot Arena 2, it leaves like a spot on the floor where that collision mesh still is, Brickface was spinning around thinking that Kurbnalab was still there. That was interesting. Good TKO from Brickface just to lop the weapon right off. I didn't catch, oh, that was 26 seconds, thank you. Burnout, you're still here. That was a very surprising outcome. Like, we knew what was going to happen, but we didn't know how it was going to happen like that. Spinning Cage of Death and Explicit Equation. Explicit Equation has 5 knockouts. It's the only robot in the season with a perfect record, and it's got the piston poker, and it's facing Spinning Cage of Death, which is the 3 spinning maces around the side. Leave me your predictions on this one. Oh, Tamabris. I gotta... Tell me how to pronounce your name, Tamabris. With the $7 super chat. Mike, been watching quietly as I've been enjoying a hearty homemade lasagna. Hope you're good, as is everyone enjoying the stream. Thank you very much, Tamabris. My voice is a little bit screwed up, but otherwise I'm doing pretty good. And I'm quite enjoying doing these streams with you guys. Thank you for the £7. I will probably spend that on tea so I can soothe my my throat. Math always wins. Math always wins. Everything. Everything is math. Oh, big shot straight into Spinning Cage of Death chassis. It's got longer reach than Spinning Cage of Death does. I don't think there's anything the cage can do. It's getting a couple hits on the chassis, but not good enough. 19 seconds. And with that, Explicit Equations moves to 6-0. So that means C Team is leading 5-0 over Eeveeon, which isn't that surprising, really. Quick fights this week. Yeah, we've had a lot of quick fights this week, which is good for my voice. So, heavyweights. Steel Dragon 2000, which has rear hinge kind of flipping spiky things, and top hinge kind of grabby spiky things, kind of a bite or scissor formation. Spike 6 is a double front hinge flipper and is 0 and 5, I believe. Predictions, please. Ooh, Blake is comparing Explicit Equation to Hazard, the undefeated middleweight. You could be onto something there. Spike 6 is time to shine. I mean, Steel Dragon 2000's really struggled to get under things. It could be Spike 6. It could be a good matchup for Spike 6, but let's find out. Spike 6 is what happens when one of my favorite designs that I loved playing as against stock AI gets used in a tournament against actually competitive robots. And it's actually gotten Steel Dragon upside down and into the grinder now. I think this might be a win for Spike 6 here. Yeah. Steel Dragon has no more wheels. And neither does Spike 6. Spike 6 stuck with its wheel off the ground on its own wheel. Steel Dragon 2000 upside down, unable to self-right, no wheels at all. This is just This is a case of a fight just going wrong for everybody. Everybody lost this fight. 49 seconds. Good job, Spike 6. You failed to lose a fight that everybody lost. So now it is 5-2. Eeveeon has clawed 2 points back. That was pretty entertaining, not gonna lie. Eeveeon coming in with Blood Eagle, which is the team that's been, or the robot that's been getting them pretty much all of their points. C-Team, meanwhile, has Hyagini. 2 rammers, Hyagini with a 8-wheel drive and a bunch of spikes. Blood Eagle, 6-wheel drive, a bunch of axe heads, and spikes along the sides to protect its wheels. So, Blood Eagle a little more defensive than Hyagini. Hyagini's got more damage points than anybody in the league so far. Predictions. I am out of tea. That makes me sad. Blood Eagle, Hyagini. Hyagini. Okay, let's see what Hyagini's got. Let's see what Blood Eagle's got. Let's see if physics behaves itself. 2 very high-speed robots here. Hyagini, the more aggressive. To start off with. Also, the first one to lose parts is Hyagini. Neither one getting to the side of the other yet. Big collisions, though. Ooh, Blood Eagle tossed aside. Gave Hyagini an opening, but did not take advantage of it. Now those center axe heads are coming off, and that's going to expose all of Blood Eagle's weapon to coming off now. But Hyagini's down to a single spike left. Actually, it's down to no spikes. Oh, Blood Eagle did a flip over some debris. But it is invertible. Hyagini is weaponless. Ooh! What a ram. Where did my pen go? There it is. 18,000 points of damage for Blood Eagle. "63 seconds. Thank you, Razor." And you know what? That ties the match. Eeveeon tied against C-Team 5-5 by taking down the most destructive robot in the league by being twice as destructive as it. That's impressive. And the game crashed. Fantastic. Let's try that again. Two bots trying to hit each other with their faces. Axe heads seem to dominate spikes. I think they have similar amounts of health, but I think the spikes were hitting multiple axe heads. Is I think how that was, so they're taking multiple damage, or damage from multiple weapons at once. 14. So the Armchair Engineers against Kinetic Creatures. Both of these teams are near the bottom of the table. We have Whipwreck, the Sit and Spin Flail Thwackbot, and Steel Dragon, which has a saw spinner on the top. We classify saws differently than normal spinners because they do slow damage over time rather than a big impact at once. Let's see who you predict to win, Whipwreck versus Steel Dragon. Ooh, lots of people going with Whipwreck on this one. Let's see if Whipwreck can hold it together for this one. The Armchair Engineers could definitely use some points. They're pretty close to the bottom of the table. Oh, it's gotten a hit onto the weapon motors of Steel Dragon immediately. And it's doing a lot of damage to the side of Steel Dragon's wedge. Steel Dragon does not have the speed to get in there and keep that distance closed down, and Whipwreck's going to get a KO. Look at that. Whipwreck not doing so well overall, but it's gotten a good matchup here, and it's got a quick KO for 3 points. So the Armchair Engineers with a 3-point lead. Mini Berserker, double horizontal spinner, Siege vertical spinner with the spiked club weapon component. Siege has armor protection on the front. Mini Berserker doesn't really have any kind of protection at all. It's just all weapon. So let me know what you guys predict for this fight. Everybody leaning towards Siege. Let's see if we can get this fight done without too many physics problems. Oh, Siege cannot get its weapon into play, but its armor is keeping Mini Berserker at bay. Oh, and physics played a problem already as soon as that weapon motor came on. Ooh, hit on that weapon motor to start the fight. But again, that armor for Siege is actually protecting its chassis pretty well. It just can't get its weapon into play, except when that happens. Ooh, straight into the weapon motor. Siege falling on its face quite a lot. There goes the weapon motor. Can they get away from that spot on the floor before a physics bomb happens? They do. Good job, robots. We can continue the fight. Now they're going to knock the other weapon motor off. Or they're going to go into the chassis of Mini Berserker. Siege falling on its face a lot. Oh, Siege has lost the armor on the right front, but it has taken off the other weapon now. So as long as they can avoid... Oh, Mini Berserker, how did you do that? Siege trying to self-right, it does so. And now physics is just throwing robots in every direction. Ah, don't do that. That was a good fight up until the end. They almost had it. And before 10 rounds. Yeah, this might be one that we have to finish after the stream if it has too many physics problems. Pretty much every time one of those motors comes off of Mini Berserker, there's a big physics bomb. They can get away from that spot on the floor. Siege has kind of gotten away from it. I'm going to leave it alone because they've both managed to get away without really affecting the outcome of the fight here. Siege, interesting tactic of keeping a mostly immobile robot pinned against the wall. Mini Berserker's only hope is to just like ram into stuff and drive straight up the wall because that's how wheel physics works. That's a KO. 1 minute and 2 seconds. And that ties the match. Need a Glitch of the Season award. Good shout. Player name default. I agree. Glitch of the Season award needs to be a thing. That might be something we have the viewers vote on. So up Next, the Armchair Engineers have Axis and Allies. And Kinetic Creatures has Surgical Glory. Axis and Allies, the Multibot, Front Hinge Flipper, Double Vertical Spinner. Surgical Glory, the Sit and Spin Whack Bot with the flails. The way that multi-bot rules work in the league is both machines need to be KO'd for a KO to be scored. Otherwise, it's the lesser of the victory margin, whether it's TKO or whatever. Axis and Allies is the most difficult robot to KO in the league so far. It takes an average of 2 minutes and 12 seconds to KO Axis and Allies, compared to some of the robots today that have been, 19 seconds. So let's see what Surgical Glory can do, if it can get a KO and get 3 points, or if it'll get fewer than 3 points. Pretty split on Axis and Allies or Surgical Glory. Surgical Glory got carved up last week, but Axis and Allies does not have the same kind of defensive features that Bioshocker did last week. In fact, Axis is already out of the fight, and Surgical Glory is keeping it in front of Allies to prevent Allies from getting in there. Taking teeth off of Allies. Both of the flails have come off. And now it's just these spikes on the extenders slamming into the side of Allies. It's knocked one of the discs away. Both of the discs. So Surgical Glory's just got to wrap this one up, basically. Well, we have a sit and spin Thwackbot against a robot with one-wheel drive left. Surgical Glory is doing its best to try to get the 3 points. I don't hear a count out. What's wrong with Allies? We are going to get a count out. Who's going to get counted out? So Surgical Glory got counted out. Technically, Allies could still move because it still had one-wheel drive. I think we're going to have to consider this a loss for Surgical Glory because it didn't break the count out. So the way that we've always ruled this, because the sit and spin AI is so much more, it has such an advantage over the rest of the AI modes. If the sit and spin AI just sits in one place and gets itself counted out, we've considered that a loss if the other robot was still mobile. If the other robot was not mobile, then it's a win for the sit and spin. But in this case, I think Allies was mobile still technically. It still had a wheel. So I think we have to consider this a loss for Surgical Glory. This episode on Fight Card, yeah. That is a loss for Surgical Glory, unfortunately. Such is the curse of being a sit and spin AI. Well, that is a win for Axis and Allies, and that is the lead to the Armchair Engineers, 5-3. So, Kinetic Creatures needs a knockout, needs 3 points to win the match. And so we have Smashy McSmashface, which is 5 hammers, and White Hot, which is an overhead 3-bladed spinner, but a tremendous amount of defensive features. There we go. I think it's working now. Let me know if it's working. Can you see the screen? Can you hear my voice? He's back. He was with the stream and now it's dead. I don't know what happened. YouTube just suddenly decided that it wasn't getting any information. I had to go into Streamlabs and click end stream and then restart it, and then YouTube's like, oh yeah, now it's working. Very strange. Technical issues. Where were we? We were at Smashy versus White Hot, I believe. YouTube Halloween prank. Yeah, I mean, I was scared. I was definitely scared. RA2 was so glitchy, even the stream died. Yeah, stream is cursed. It's a good way to put it. Okay. Leave me your predictions for Smashy, McSmashface, and White Hot. And I will get this underway now that I see that the stream is actually working. Good thing I noticed the stream wasn't working, so if it happened during a fight, that would have been bad. White Hot. Spooky Haunted Stream. My wife does have a Five Nights at Freddy's plushie on the wall, so maybe he's fucking with it. Oh, it's in the wrong arena. Never mind. There we go. Let's try this again. Hello, Mot Mot. Smashy stuck on the wall. We're going to restart and give Smashy a chance. Sometimes Smashy gets down. We'll give him one more chance. Chat is not displayed on video. I will have a look at that after this fight. Because if I tab out of the game, then the game's going to crash. So White Hot has lopped one hammerhead off, 2 hammerheads off, 3 hammerheads off. However, oh, nope, all of the hammerheads are off now. I was going to say, Smashy's getting to the chassis, but... Oh, look at this, Smashy being a wedge. Is this going to be a case of Smashy just pushing White Hot around for the whole match? Oh my goodness, it got it stuck on top of debris. Leave it there, Smashy. Yes, Smashy being the wedge. Look at this. Wedges win. Gotta go after the fight. We'll have to catch up later. That's okay. You may come and go as you please. Smashy can get White Hot stranded on debris or stranded on top of the wall or something. That could win it the match. It's trying to get White Hot over to the grinders. Is what it's trying to do. I'm not sure if White Hot can move or not. Now it can. White Hot might drive over the wall. It might, or Smashy might push it into a grinder. But I think either is unlikely to happen. Well, here's grinder time, actually. Good job, Smashy. You did a little bit of damage. Smashy's front end is looking really bad. It's really fucked up. But Smashy might take this one to the judges. I mean, it's going to lose the match for Kinetic Creatures if it takes it to the judges, so that's a good strategy on the Armchair Engineer's part to prevent the other team from getting the knockout. It's got to last 25 more seconds. Oh, there's a control board hit, though. Can Smashy last the remaining 10 seconds? I think he's going to manage it. Look at this. It goes to the judges. No, it doesn't. That was a KO with 0 time left. It says destroyed. That means it was a KO. I don't believe it. The clock hit 0 and then it got the control board hit. Oh my goodness. That was literally less than a second. Smashy would have won them the match if it pushed it to the judges, and Kinetic got the 3 points and the win. I don't believe that. That's unreal. Burnout, do you see what you missed? That's unreal. What a clutch win for White Hot to get a knockout at 3 minutes and win the match for the Kinetic creatures. That's crazy. I can't believe that. Okay, so Burnout, you missed it. Okay. The Armchair Engineers were up 5-3. Kinetic creatures needed a knockout to win the match, and Smashy was trying to push it to the judges to prevent that. And White Hot got the KO when the time said 0-0-0. That was literally the last possible second. That's crazy. Oh, hey, babe. Could you get me a glass of water, please? Thank you. So next up, we have River City Robotics and the Meta Bot Builders. So, Network, a saw spinner, just 2 horizontal saws, and Ugly Bot with the piston spikes. Holy shit, that's awesome. No kidding. Armchair Engineers still have 0 match wins. What a way to lose it. You know those like buzzer beater half-court shots in basketball? That was what we just saw. Anyway. Thank you. Network is undefeated. It's a sauce blade spinner. It's undefeated. And I believe is one of the top-ranked lightweights. Yes. Wouldn't have guessed that the saw blade spinner would be undefeated, but it is. Mike, fix the stream chat. Good call. Let me see what I can do about that. Chat box. Whoop! There it goes. Still no chat on stream. I got it sorted. I had to close the game to do it. Yeah, you guys see what I saw now. What do we got? River City and Meta. Okay. Predictions, now that we've got the chat sorted. Network. You now read the chat again. Yes. Going for Network. Ugly. I think Ugly Bot might have a good shot here because it can skip over the top of the saw blades and hit the motors. So this could be a tough match for Network, but Network has been surprisingly good for a saw blade spinner. So let's see. Oh, that went straight into the chassis. Oh, one of the motors is off. Actually hit the extender, and there's the other one off now. So Ugly Bot just going straight after the weapon mounting. And now Network's got nothing. Except physics problems. this is going to be a KO pretty quick here, I think. Got, yep, there it is. 38 seconds. Good win by Ugly Bot. So that is Network's undefeated streak brought to an end. Looks like a suitcase now, yeah. Ugly Bot renamed Scary Bot. Ugly Bot is Meta Bot. So now we have... The glitch was okay. The glitch didn't really affect the strategic outcome of the fight. It put both of the robots pretty close to the grinder, but they both just recovered instantly and were in the same position that they were at before. So I'm not going to restart over something where that basically does not affect the fight. So we have Cleansing and Creighton. Creighton 4 rear hinge flippers, Cleansing a front hinge flipper. Cleansing is doing pretty poorly if I remember correctly. Yeah, everybody going with Creighton on this one. Cleansing demonstrating why juice cleanses are a bad idea. Oh, that's part of the front spike wedge off of Cleansing now. And Creighton... Oh, there's the rest of it gone. So now Cleansing has no spike wedge. And it's on the grinder. And Creighton going to try and get it over the wall. Well, it got a wheel off. Man, Creighton's got a lot of power. It's just can't get the right angle to get robots over the wall. Then again, if it keeps it in the ring, it can get a 3-point knockout instead. Oh, it was so close there. Like, I'm not even pretending like Cleansing can do anything at this point. It's basically just waiting to see what Creighton does with it. And that's thrown out of the ring. Look at that. Good toss for Creighton at 80 seconds with a ring out. First ring out of the stream. That was a very, very pretty photogenic ring out there. That was graceful. Why don't you use DSL? Because DSL is very unstable on my PC, and I like stock better. I think stock is more closely aligned with the original intention of the game than DSL. So, Jaws of Death, Psychogenic Harmfulness. Jaws of Death has the side spiked clubs. Psychogenic is the double vertical spinner. Predictions. People going with Psychogenic Harmfulness. Yeah, I think Jaws of Death's lack of defense up front might be the downfall of it here. Although Psychogenic Harmfulness has those supports right where Jaws of Death would be attacking. And Jaws of Death going for one of them. It's gotten one of the supports. If we can get the other one, Psychogenic... Oh. Nope, it's lost one of its, two of its spiked clubs now. Psychogenic only partially unbalanced. It could have gotten that last one off. Oh, it knocked a tooth off of Psychogenic Harmfulness there. It could have gotten that last support off. I think Jaws could have... oh, it just did kind of take control over Psychogenic Harmfulness there for a second. It's got those defensive spikes up front, so Psychogenic just bypasses them and gets a wheel off. That's cool. Well, Psychogenic Harmfulness is losing teeth here. Oh, there's the KO. 63 seconds. So, currently River City has 0 points. Meta has 8 points out of a potential 9. And River City's going into the Super Heavies with Overseer. Bringing Psychogenic back next season is Psychogenic. Harmful spelled like my username, I get it. You win, Mike. Yay, I won. What do I get? Give it a ponytail. You guys are funny. Overseer, one of the worst super heavy, one of the worst robots in the league, against Spearmint, which has been getting ring outs as a rammer. Who do we think? NBC does not have BB. It's still on Discovery. Correct. NBC Universal, which is their foreign overseas version, is what has BB. Spearmint, Spearmint, Spearmint. Yes. Let's see what Spearmint has for Overseer. Well, it got under Overseer, which wasn't that surprising. And the disc is gone. So Overseer already lost his weapon. Good job, Overseer. They're just going to sit here for a pin. Yep, got to restart it because it's a pin. You can't do that, Spearmint, you bastard. If only these bots were real. I mean, if only. If it wasn't for, you know, pandemic nonsense and not having a job at the moment, I would be trying to make my own Antweight Anarchy and be doing it for real. But gotta do a league like this with Robot Arena 2 instead. So Overseer is not invertible. And Spearmint is just bullying it at this point. I think they're trying to get the ring out because that would be cooler than just taking a normal TKO. I mean, it's what I would be trying to do. They do got to be careful they don't knock themselves over like Cinnamon likes to do. Oh, it got it up. Overseer's a big boy, though. I think both of Overseer's wheels are off now. Yep, it's done. Good way to park it in the corner, though. It broke the count by falling off of the grinder. That's hilarious. Leave it alone, Spearmint. Let it take the TKO. Can't really scoop now that it doesn't have that plow on the top anymore. There we go. Now we get the TKO count. We're like Underseer. That is true. Minute 12, so that is 48 seconds. 108 seconds. And that is a clean sweep for Meta with a 10-0 win. Who would have expected the Meta team to win? Shutout. We have not had too many shutouts. We have had, I believe, 5 shutouts across 5 weeks, except there was not a shutout in every week. There was 1 week that had 2 shutouts. But yeah, there's not been too many shutouts. We've had more ties than shutouts, I think. So yeah, that's a good showing by Meta for the total shutout. So up next we have Baltimore against Orlando, the Kestrels against the Commandos. El Gringo, the Rammer. Airtime, the Piston Flipper. Pistons are very strange in Robot Arena 2. They are missing some of the Newtonian laws of physics, so they behave very strangely. Not usually a good option for robots to use in this game. But who do we think is going to win this match between El Gringo, the invertible Rambot, and Airtime? Lots of people thinking El Gringo is going to win this one. We'll see. El Gringo has the weapon power advantage. It's also a tiny boy. Oh, and it just exposed its side immediately to Airtime. Wow, Airtime is just denying El Gringo the ability to ram it. That's pretty interesting. I was not expecting Airtime to just come out and control El Gringo like this. That's what I was expecting. I was expecting the flippers to come off right away. Another good toss. Just doesn't have the power without that second flipper, and now they're both gone. So now it's a case of what can Airtime do without the flipper. Airtime get any damage points? It might now. It might get damage points for hurting El Gringo's spikes with its face. I think Airtime went 4 straight fights with only 22 points. Oh, what a KO shot. Trying to do math in my head for how many seconds that was. 76 seconds. So El Gringo getting some wins now. Had a slow start to the season. And that is a win for the Kestrels, for Baltimore. Now it's a case of damage limitation. Yeah, foregone conclusion. But now Q in the middleweights against Drigger. Drigger with the piston claw thing. Q sit and spin with a bunch of spikes around the border. What do we think? Is that its first win? No, I think El Gringo's had another win. It's just not been doing particularly well. It's been against more powerful opponents. Q, I think, is one of the big point scorers on the Orlando team for the Commandos. Drigger is doing pretty poorly this season. Will Q add Drigger to the queue of robots that it has destroyed? Lots of people going with Q. Q, it's the letter Q followed by 8 silent U's and E's. Just like the word Q. Yeah, Drigger not able to get that claw into the chassis. It's lost half of it. It's lost the wheel. Good job, Drigger. Not keeping your distance. That's what social distancing is for. You're not supposed to wait in a queue that close to people. So now both of them are just being morons. I think Q has lost a couple of spikes. Drigger's lost quite a bit more. I can't tell if Drigger is mocking Q or if Q is mocking Drigger with the spinning. Oh, there's that last wheel. So now even if Q stays here, that'll be considered a win for Q. Nope, there's the count out. All right. All right. 71 seconds. So, that's 2 points for Orlando. They are losing the match 3-2, but points are points. Kestrels coming out with Warbird, which is one of the more successful heavyweights so far. And the Commandos coming out with Drillosaurus, which Drillosaurus is in my notes as the most damaging heavyweight in the league. 46,000 points of damage so far this season. So, who are we thinking? Drillosaurus or Warbird for this one? Warbird with the rear hinge flippers, Drillosaurus with the 3 kind of drill weapons on the front. Hello, when is Stepsister fighting? I think Pink Chaos is one of the last. Oh no, Pink Chaos is the next match after this one. So, Dysfunctional Stepsister will be that match. Warbird, drill. Drill. Let's see what Warbird can do for Drillosaurus here. It does have some defensive features on the sides. And it's got those flippers, but Drillosaurus invertible. Oh, and it's got all the flippers on top of the spinners now. That's not good. Drillosaurus just carving the front of Warbird up. Nope, the one flipper remains. And now it's gone. So Drillosaurus is absolutely torn apart Warbird. And that's 3 points for Orlando. A 5-3 matchup. So the Kestrels need a KO win in the super heavyweights in order to win the match. And they have Berserker, which is 4 horizontal spinners. Orlando has Abron, which is 4 axes, for the war pick spiked axes. And Abron does a lot of damage at once. Who do we think is going to win between these two? Burnout, is he just here to put in results? No, Burnout is the other guy that runs the league with me. So if I have any questions, I'll ask him what he thinks about it for like pins or physics things. He's also telling me how long the fights are in case I forget to look, because that's part of our statistics. So Burnout is the other guy that runs the league with me. Everybody going for Abron on this one. All right. Berserker's not been doing too well this season. Let's see if you can turn it around here. Let's see what happens. All of Abron's weapons went straight through the gap, and then they went to space. One weapon off. Abron flipped over by physics. Ten restarts incoming. You might be right. We're on 2. There's a weapon off. There's another weapon off. They've gotten away from it. We're going to leave it alone for the moment. And Aberrant is going to completely fuck Berserker up. And then go to space. Good shit, Aberrant. Wow. How much time was that? I didn't even look. I was too busy monitoring the robots. 16 seconds. 8-3 victory for Orlando. Glad Physics waited until the fight was over. Blackbird 71, you had to get food. What did you miss? You missed Physics waiting until just the right moment so we could get the fight in. Next up, Pink Chaos versus the Indiana Robotics Alliance. Unprettier with the kind of claw-shaped spike, overhead spike thing. X Factor has kind of a low-slung undercutter horizontal spinner. Who do we think? Indiana or Pink Chaos, which is... Pink Chaos is based out of Brighton in the UK. Indiana is based out of Indianapolis. Who do we think in this one? Unprettier or X Factor? Kind of split between the two robots. Slightly leaning towards Unprettier. Let's see what happens. Unprettier can snipe the weapon if it can keep facing it, which X Factor going for that wheel. Hitting Unprettier's protective side spike. Also hitting the wheel, though, and the chassis. There goes one of the wedges off of Unprettier, and the wheel's gone. So Unprettier went in with a game plan to be aggressive and could not pull it off. And it looks like X Factor might wrap this one up. There it is. 43-second win for X Factor. That's 3 points to Indianapolis. Unprettier got less pretty. It got unprettied. So next up, Overthrown, double front hinge flipper, and the Iron Curtain, which is a piston poker that has this just massive wall of defensive armor plates. Iron Curtain is not invertible, but it can reach wedges all the way at the ground with that piston. Who do we predict for this fight? X Factor, very Tombstone-esque. Yes, it's very similar. It's a lightweight, so it's kind of a lightweight Tombstone. Iron Curtain's going to drive up Overthrown's wedge and get flipped. It's got a chance. It's got to get pretty far up the wedge to get flipped, though, because it's a front hinge. Iron Curtain is great poking wedges, though. You got a point. It can reach wedges with that piston spike. Let's see what happens. Iron Curtain was struggling to move at first. It's fallen over just by being pushed against the wall, but it is kind of poking the front of Overthrown at the moment. Overthrown gonna leave it alone and take the easy TKO. Or not. Gonna throw it onto the grinder now. Iron Curtain is getting fucked up, but it is fucking Overthrown up back. Gotten away from the grinder. Somehow Iron Curtain is still working. and Overthrown is trying to put a stop to that. It got the KO. 51 seconds. I was wondering if it was a good idea for Overthrown to just leave it for the TKO, which would have been the easy win, but only would have been worth 2 points, and instead they got the KO for 3 points, so now it's a tied match. Kind of close. Curtain's armor did work. Yeah, Overthrown got really badly messed up by that piston. Next up we have Panther, a rammer, and Second Amendment, also a rammer. What do we think? A Panther versus a gun. That doesn't usually end well for the Panther, does it? Like, you read the statistics about those kinds of encounters, and it's like, a Panther killed a poacher, and you're like, yay, and it's like, poachers killed 24,000 Panthers, and you're like, fuck. Everybody going with Second Amendment. Let's see what Second Amendment does. Let's see what Panther does. Ooh, Second Amendment getting to the wheels right away. That is really going to hamper Panther's ability to drive in a straight line. And Second Amendment has wheel protection, so Panther not able to return the favor. Ooh, another wheel comes off. And now the tail of the Panther taken off by the grinder. Panther's lost a lot of speed and drive power without those two wheels. It's really wonky at the moment. Second Amendment just going to push it back towards the other grinder. They're kind of even on firepower for weapons, but Second Amendment with the better defensive features. There's a third wheel. Oh, what a ram! That was impressive. Only worth 2 points, but cool as hell. Picked the Panther's wheels off and then threw it over the wall. That was pretty cool. But it does leave the door open for Pink Chaos to win the match. So, Dysfunctional Stepsister, 10 rear hinge flipping arms. Black Widow, a single front drill in the front and a lot of defensive spikes on the sides. Predictions, please. Black Widow coming off of that tied judge's decision that it won last week. People going with Dysfunctional Stepsister, who I think is 1-4, which is so weird because it won our Patreon tournament, and now it's just like 1-4 and nothing. It can't even beat the robots it used to beat. Is Stepsister scared of spiders? We're gonna find out. Got it upside down. I don't think Black Widow's invertible. You're just gonna sit there? Yep. Dysfunctional stepsister not even gonna bother beating it up or going for anything cool. It's just like, fuck it, I need a win. But that's only 2 points as well. That's a 5-5 tie for that match. Nobody wins that match. That's a tie. Good job, Pink Chaos. You are good at tying everybody that you fight. I think that's the third tie, the third draw that Pink Chaos has had. Wow. 2 more matches to go. Anticlimactic, but a win is a win. I mean, when you're 1-4, a win is a win. Hive Academy versus Heavy Metal Robotics. We have Jinx, the side hinge flipper, and Voidwalker, which is the kind of 360 spinner. Who do we think is going to win this matchup? Leave your predictions. Voidwalker. Jinx seems to struggle against horizontal spinners. That's true. Voidwalker's not invertible, though. Jinx can get it up and over. Burnout loves both of these teams because he made both of these teams. That's why. They also have the same paint scheme, both of these robots, I think. Hive is leading Division 1, I believe. They are the number 1 team in Division 1 at the moment. So let's see if Heavy Metal can do something about that. Oh, my wife is on the phone. Oh, Jinx got it upside down. Voidwalker trying to self-right. Jinx is trying to fuck it up while it's upside down. Ooh, Jinx doing a lot of damage to the top of Voidwalker at the moment. Oh, there goes a wheel off Voidwalker. And it's on the grinder, and the other wheel is gone. Jinx, what a great job. Is it going to get the KO? Is it going to get the 3 points? Voidwalker has more smoke coming out of it than a smoke machine. I didn't have a joke there. I just kind of tried to make that up on the fly. So I think that's just the spinner that's against the grinder. I don't think Voidwalker's chassis is. Otherwise it would be getting control board hits. But it is getting counted out at the moment. And that is a TKO in 90 seconds. Very conclusive win for Jinx and Hive Academy there. Pretty much no questions about that one. Next up is Gizmo for Hive Academy. And Heavy Metal Robotics going in with Heartbreak and Sans, the multibot. Gizmo the rammer. Heartbreak has a piston poker. Seance has a rear-hinged flipper. Heartbreak and Sans have won a couple of fights, I think. Who do we think are going to win this fight? Time for Gizmo to OODA itself off toddlers. Good point. Gizmo, please work. Heartbreak and Sans. Gizmo, between Gizmo and Sludge, which is a very similar robot, Gizmo's been the better of the two. But Heartbreak and Sans are very low, and they do have the flipper. They can get they have the double team tactics. Gizmo might be faster than them. Might be too fast for them. Let's see. Gizmo was confused at the start, and it's let the twins move in. Oh, hello. Seance just taking some spikes right off of Gizmo. And Heartbreak poking it up the butt, saying, go away, this is my kill. The twins are fighting. Oh, but they've got Gizmo on top of the grinder. Gizmo's got them in the grinder. This team, Heartbreak and Seance, has been really good at teamwork so far, and this fight, they're just awful at it. There's a lot of friendly fire going on. But they have gotten 2 of Gizmo's wheels off. But it is, Gizmo's so fast, they're both driving into each other trying to get back to where Gizmo is, and I think Heartbreak is going to end up KOing its teammate. It did. Good. Heartbreak, why would you do such a thing? So now it's just Gizmo against Heartbreak, who's killed his teammate. And honestly, Gizmo's struggling to move at all here. So Heartbreak, if it's careful, can still win this. Gizmo trying to hide behind the corpse of the other mini-bot. More spikes being taken off of Gizmo. Heartbreak is doing a fair amount of damage. It's gotten another wheel. Heartbreak might be able to win this one on its own. That's a control board hit. $40 seconds remaining. I think Heartbreak's run out of CO2. It's run out of gas. So it doesn't have any power behind that piston any longer. Gizmo trying to get away. Oh, control board hit on a Heartbreak, or yeah, Heartbreak now. 15 seconds until the judges are called in. And Gizmo has killed itself with 10 seconds remaining. The mini-bot wins. Okay, that's 3 points to Heavy Metal. They take the lead in the match. Oh, the game crashed. Don't do that to me, please. That was a pretty good fight. It wasn't bad. It was pretty interesting how the lack of teamwork really hurt Heartbreak and Seance. So Hive has Mammoth. Heavy Metal going in with Vacuity. 2 axe bots, except Vacuity's got a single big axe in the center and a lot of defense. Mammoth has 2 overhead war pick axes and 2 side war pick axes. So Mammoth has a lot of firepower here. Hello, Hexbug Heroes. I see you there in the chat. I don't have any notes about Mammoth. I know Mammoth has been doing pretty well. What are your predictions for Mammoth and Vacuity? It's not looking for Vacuity. Vacuity because of the design. Mammoth. Let's see what Mammoth can do. It's had some pretty hard-fought wins. And Vacuity has struggled with that single axe. Oh, but it knocked off one of Mammoth's weapons immediately. But now Mammoth going in underneath. And both of Mammoth's top axes are gone. Vacuity's axe is gone. It's just side axes for Mammoth now, which is where Vacuity has its defensive work. And now another one of the side axes is gone. Both of them are gone. So now Vacuity's the one with the weapon power advantage. It's going to come down to pushing power. Which it looks like Mammoth might have the pushing power advantage. They're both kind of locked together here, and it's going to be difficult for Mammoth to get out of there. Or it's just going to push Vacuity all the way across the arena. This one might go down to the judges just on pushing alone. Vacuity's armor is doing work. Yeah, it's really helped Vacuity out in this case. Vacuity did a lot of work with its weapon too. It took off it took off the top two axes, and then its armor took off the side axes. So Vacuity's done a great job doing a lot of damage here to Mammoth and really disabling it. And like Mammoth is a little more pushy, but Mammoth is taking damage to its chassis by running into Vacuity like this. So when it comes down to judges deciding points, that's gonna lean damage in favor of Vacuity, definitely. Especially when Mammoth is turning around and running away. So how is everybody? Like I said, I'm kind of trying to not use my voice as much today, so they're just pushing, they're running into each other, they're doing a little bit of damage, but I think it's going to the judge. I think that was a spike that came off of Vacuity there. That is a judge's decision. Only the second one of the stream so far. Okay, that'll be interesting to see how that one goes. Right now, Heavy Metal has the lead 3-2, so they might be able to extend that to 4-2 with the right judge's decision. Next up is two of the craziest super heavyweights. HIVE, piston poker, double piston poker, got double length piston, so it has a ton of reach. And Aqua Dementia, a side-hinged flipper that has been destroying just about everything. What do we think for Aqua Dementia versus HIVE? I think Aqua Dementia has the it's listed as undefeated in my notes, and it has the what I have listed as the most efficiency. It has the lowest amount of damage scored per win in the super heavyweights. So it has been winning very efficiently as well. Hopefully only a few glitches. There might be some glitches. We have exposed pistons going on. HIVE, Aqua Dementia can go 6-0. We've only had one robot go 6-0 so far, I think. Let's see what happens. Aqua Dementia getting underneath HIVE right away. Getting HIVE upside down. And now we might have some problems with physics if it gets these pistons off. It is attacking the top chassis of... Oh, there go both of the pistons. Both pistons are off of HIVE. And then physics got angry about that. So that's how that fight could have gone. Right now, HIVE Oh, using the pistons to get away from Aqua Dementia's wedge. That was a good use of that. A wheel has come off as a result of pressure from Aqua Dementia's defensive spikes. But HIVE does have a defensive spike there that's kind of digging into the side of Aqua Dementia's chassis. Physics more like Fizz sucks. You're not wrong. So when are these two going to be forced to break this spinning pattern? We are just about a minute into this fight. Neither one of them willing to back down from the other at the moment. At this point, I'm almost wishing that a physics problem happened so that I could restart this and get a better fight. They fused into a melty brain. Can we restart? I wish we could, man. So, this is looking like it might go to the judges. Going to get motion sickness. Yeah, that's... I was not sure if I wanted to use the manual camera or this orbiting camera for this because of this reason. How do we judge this mess? Good question. That's up to the judges to decide. What an awful fight for such an anticipated matchup. That's how it goes sometimes, man. Let's see, you know, Tombstone versus Duck, and then Duck just gets its wheels taken off and loses right away. Let's see Endgame versus Son of Waiachi. Boom, one hit, it's done. You know, that's how it goes sometimes. If it does go to the judges, Aqua Dementia scored damage and an early flip. This is true. Something came off. It was a single black spike. Off of Aqua Dementia, I believe, and that's a judge's decision. Possibly one of the worst judge's decisions we've seen. Numerically, almost identical on damage, but Aqua Dementia's damage was a little bit more meaningful because it included a wheel. Alright, we have one match left. But before we move on to the last match, I wanted to talk about Heavy Metal Robotics. Because it turns out nobody in real life has actually named a team Heavy Metal Robotics before. So, myself and my brother have decided that that's what our robot fighting team is called now. I've been building little robots for a year or two thanks to the money on Patreon, and I've not had a team name. I've not been able to come up with a team name, but my brother and I decided, the two of us are now Heavy Metal Robotics. So if you guys want to follow Heavy Metal Robotics and our creations and such, we've created a Facebook page for it that you can go look up, and we've got photos of a bunch of my robots on there now. So that is where I'm going to be posting the public updates to the robots and the team and such are going to go there. It's going to go up on Patreon first, of course, and then it'll end up on the Heavy Metal Robotics Facebook page. So there you go. We have a team now, and our official team uniforms are just going to be to wear band t-shirts wherever we go. So, last match is Team Smash and the Robot Rebels. Team Smash has Bubblegum the Rammer. The Rebels have Overclock the Piston Poker. Leave some predictions. Oh, Burnout put the link to Heavy Metal Robotics in the chat. Good job, Burnout. People leaning towards Overclock against Bubblegum. I don't think Bubblegum's invertible. So if it falls over, then that might lean in Overclock's favor. Oh, now Bubblegum with the wedging. They're both kind of taking turns out wedging the other. Bubblegum has the drive power to be dangerous if it can get a good push. Like right there into the grinder. Or it could flip itself over trying to drive up the wall. There goes half of its wedge scoop. Ooh, good toss. Good job, Bubblegum. There's another part of Bubblegum's spiked wedge coming off. So Bubblegum losing its ability to get underneath Overclock. Oh, and it threw itself over the wall. Oh no. 72-second ring out. So that is 2 points to the Rebels because Team Smash suffered a sludge fest. Well, like the Facebook page after the stream. Thank you, Tamabris. That I still need to know how to pronounce your name correctly. Okay, middleweights. Planetary Conqueror, the overhead spinner. Dramatic, the vertical drum-shaped spinner. Predictions for Planetary Conqueror versus Dramatic. Hexbug Heroes, I'm a bit behind in the news. Did you build a bigger hit and run? I built a bigger than the cube UK Antweight sized hit and run, which I sent to the Antweight Anarchy guys, and then I built a Beetleweight hit and run for Robo Nerd. And then I have Olay, which is a UK Antweight, and Super Collider that I have photos of on there too. People going with Planetary Conqueror here. That weapon motor on Dramatic does look pretty exposed. Let's see who wins. Oh, it looks like they're not going to get into the weapon motor of Dramatic. They're just going to touch tips for a while. Planetary Conqueror does have the better drive power. Oh, there goes the weapon motor. Oh, but it is not able to outwedge Dramatic. That's interesting. Razor259, how's the Backlash toy going? I got the Backlash toy driving, I just need to wait on a weapon motor to show up. And at the moment, because of all the shipping restrictions, ordering N20 motors are very expensive compared to how they used to be. So Backlash does not have a weapon motor yet, but it is driving. I think I have a video up on Patreon of it. Ooh, Burnout said it'd be neat to make more clay robots. What Robot Rampage Leagues do you want my sister to make clay robots out of? Chat, let us know which Robot Rampage League robots you'd like a clay model of. I'm going to have her put those photos up on the Robot Rampage Twitter account and in the Discord server. Ooh, Dramatic on control board hits now. Planetary Conqueror just slowly grinding away at it. Trying to get that knockout blow. And it got it. That's 3 points to Team Smash. They take the lead in the match, 3-2. N20s are too expensive. Try buying straight from Pololu. That's kind of the problem. Is I used to be able to buy N20s for like $3 or $4 per motor, and now even the cheap, crappy Chinese ones are going for like $10 to $15 per motor, which is what Pololu charges. It's kind of really expensive for a motor that tiny, and I might just be waiting on that until prices come down after the pandemic goes over, finishes. I'm kind of interested in beetle weights mostly at the moment. Heavyweight match, Bioshocker versus Zika, double vertical spinner, and 3 rear hinge flipping arms. What are your predictions for this one? I see Bioshocker, I see Zika, I see Zika. Bioshocker is not invertible, so Zika's got a shot. Let's see. Oh, what a toss by Zika. Bioshocker able to do a lot of damage while upside down, though, so Zika gotta be careful. I don't know if Bioshocker can self-right. It's trying to. And it is doing a lot of damage to Zika every time it tosses, but Zika's gonna get it over the wall! What a throw by Zika! So, Zika and the Robot Rebels taking down one of the big power bots in the heavyweights with the ring out. Now, that is only 2 points, so it is a 4-3 match. Team Smash needs any kind of win other than a judge's decision to win the match. But the Rebels do have the lead at the moment. So this is id, piston spikes, just a wall of piston spikes, and heart attack, which is a push or a rammer with a wedge and some spikes up top to kind of keep things contained. Who do we think is going to come out and win this one? It has been coming up clutch for Team Smash all season. Yeah, it has been one of the power bots in the super heavyweights. So Heart Attack has a little bit of defensive features in the front, but it's got a lot of firepower up front. Id looks like the chat's favorite to win this one. Let's see. Heart Attack pushing id back to start, but id being more aggressive. Heart Attack getting id over to the grinder, but not being able to take advantage of that while id is taking wedges off of it. Physics is getting angry, and id is taking the entire front end off of Heart Attack, who's got id back into the grinder. Who's going to come out of this encounter working here? Both of them are taking a ton of damage, but it looks like Heart Attack is the one that falls short. Good desperation push by Heart Attack, but just was not soon enough. So that wins Team Smash the match 6-4. That was a really good strategy by Heart Attack. Just keep it pressed against the grinder and hope to get it KO'd, but Heart Attack just didn't have enough health left. Really good fight. Really good match. All right. That is the last of the fights. We have only a few judges' decisions to wait on. I think 3. We had a couple of cool ring outs. Yeah, it's really good, entertaining week in the Robot Rampage League this week. So yeah, let us know what clay models you would like to see. I will, if she can mail them to me, or put photos. We'll put the photos up on the Robot Rampage Twitter account and such. But if she mails them to me, I'll have them here on stream. So you can follow the Robot Rampage League on Twitter at Robot Rampage. We have a Discord server. It's the same Discord server for my whole channel. We have discussion channels for the Robot Rampage League. You can talk about it there. Yeah, otherwise, like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff if you haven't already, which I'm sure you guys have. And we will do the Robot Rampage League next week. Hopefully my voice will be in better condition and I can do proper commentary for it. So thank you everybody for being here for this. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the super chat from Tamabris. That's helping to support me and my family while we're dealing with all of this. So as always, I will see you guys next week, and I will leave you guys with next week's fight schedule.